there guys, I'm filming this on Saturday, and as promised I'm trying to figure out what to do about some of these tasks on here. They're not really tasks but are more of projects or ongoing things. So let's take a look here. First off, I can see like this says magical law. That's the class I'm taking on my Hogwarts. That's like 4 different things. Let me see, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so instead of having it as a sort of reminder, I'm just going to do 1, and then make it into 5 different tasks. So as we can see, I'm getting pretty close already to running out of space on this page. I'm using it sort of as a brain dump, and I'm going to need to spill over onto another page. So let's turn here. I'm going to do threading, which is where you write down here. We have page 10, and 10 is the continuation of page 3. So I'm gonna put a 10 up here with a little arrow, and a 3 over here with a little arrow. So this is going to be brain dump, basically the same as this once I fill up space here. Certain things like this one and this one are going to be weekly things. So let's see what we can do over here. Maybe if I just put weekly tasks, and then if I put here, so I already finished week 1, I guess we'll call this week 1, and so we have 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put columns here for week 2, week 3, and week 4, and then I'll put a dot here for every week I need to get something done, and the task on this side. That's migrated. Then this one as well. So you know what? I have this as edit 1 per week, but I already know which ones I want to do. So let me change this. This is why I love the erasable pen. I'm going to change this to be edit Astro week 5 because I did that yesterday. And then there's not room for it all here, so I'll move it over here. The rest that I want to do, which again are here on page 56 of my collections. Yeah, so I want to do, I need 3 more, so I want to do week 6, and then week 6, and then week 7. All right. I don't need to explain this to you. It doesn't matter. It's as long as I understand it. All right. So now that that has been split into multiple tasks, that's just done. And this one here has been migrated. I can ignore the star. Let's see. Any of these? See, some of these are projects. But let's worry about the ones I've already starred. Let's see. Bible study homework. What else is a weekly task? I don't even know. You know what? I'm just gonna split this up. I like having things to cross out. And as I explained before, I don't do my entire YNAB review on the same day because it just is too overwhelming. So I do 3 different steps with 3 different websites. So I'll have those all listed there. I'll leave some more room for anything else that I want to do weekly, and then I will put projects on the same page. So, let's see, Bible study homework. No. I'm gonna put that weekly. And I'll do it separately as well a little bit, just to give me some steps. I don't know if that'll matter. Because like I said, that's something I kind of pick away at every day. It's not like I have a set thing. Like I could go through and go, okay, we'll answer questions 2 and 3, but that would require me looking at the chapter ahead of time. And I think that's more complicated than it needs to be. So I'm going to transfer that to my graded. I don't really need to erase these stars, but it's kind of giving me a visual. Reading this book. Let me grab it real quick and see how many chapters it has. Looks like we have 15 chapters and a conclusion. Let me see if that conclusion is like a chapter or what. Nope, yeah, okay, so 15 chapters. And I'm thinking maybe like a progress bar for that. Alright, well that's a mess. And I forgot to leave room to write the title, so it's going up in the corner. And so I already read 1 chapter, and I did that on the 7th. So I'm going to put 7 here. And then every time I read a chapter, I will write the day of the date that I did that on. Maybe that will help. But my question now is, like, is that enough? I guess it is, because I'm going to be checking this page for weekly tasks. All right, so I will mark that off as migrated as well. Great. Now let's see. Task, 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 task. Task. I'm going to go through here, and some of these tasks have like preliminary steps, and like technically, you said tailor dress. That makes it sound way more fancy than it is. I just need to help my mother-in-law with like a little tiny bit of sewing. It's not complicated. But before I can do that, I have to go to the store and buy thread. So it's not like a thing that is a project that has multiple steps, but it has like 2 big steps. So I can just put those both on here. Don't know if that has steps, so I'll leave it for now. That's okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna cross this out and replace it sort of with a more specific thing. That's a task, that's sort of an event. That's, here I need to, sorry, I know I'm not really talking to you, I'm kind of talking to myself here. Backup phone. And sometimes when you have a project, it's fine to just write the next step and then not write a step after that until you've done step 1, so that you actually know what step 2 is going to be. Let's see. Yes, I've already kind of split that up a bit. Now I'm thinking I don't have as many projects as I thought I did. I'm going to put this actually on my video page because I have extra room for it, but it is kind of a project. Okay, that's good enough for now on that one. So I'm like marking things as migrated. Mostly I do that, like instead of crossing them out, if it's migrated, it means that it's somewhere else. And so if I did it, it's crossed out there. That's the way I was doing it, like back last year when I first started bullet journaling, and that's how I kind of understood the process to be. That basically when you move a task from one page to another page, you don't have to worry about it where it is on its original page. So instead of getting crossed out, it just gets migrated, but as long as there's something there, that means that it's been dealt with and you don't have to worry about it on this page anymore. If that makes sense. I think I will say that looks good. Mostly. I honestly thought that this would be bigger, but I don't really have projects that are big. Most of them I'm able to just split up into sort of this. Like, I think the reason that this and this one I have just sort of split up like this is, sorry, the reason I have some of these tasks duplicated with like do it for this one, and this one, 2, 3, 4, 5, is because they don't have to get done in a certain week. Like these things I get done in a certain week. This has a deadline, and the point is to do it weekly. If I don't do it one week, then I have to do it the next week. Like, it's not like it has to get done 4 times this month. It just has to get done like every week-ish. So it's not so much like a weekly task as just a set number of the same task. And I think I feel pretty good about that. I'm glad I have my brain dump here. Let's go ahead and index everything. To-do list is on page 10. I'll just call it weekly 11, and I'll put projects as a separate collection even though it's on the same page, also on page 11. And yeah, that makes me look really sad, so whatever. But yeah, I think I feel like I have a little bit of a better grasp of what I want to get done this month. I didn't really have a chance to go in and like feel it out this well earlier on because I was on vacation for the first chunk of the month and then jumped straight back into work, so I've been really busy. So it's good that this weekend I'm having a chance to kind of sit down, and I think I am enjoying having a dedicated brain dump page instead of having to feel like I need to like put a task where it belongs right away. I can just like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, and then I throw it onto the brain dump, either as a note on my daily or as a task on my monthly log. And then I guess it's fine to just sort of go through and say, okay, some of these don't belong on this, but the rest of it can be a task list. Like a brain dump doesn't all have to get moved somewhere else, right? So we'll see if this works. It's messy, and that makes me somehow feel like super productive because I'm not trying to make it pretty. So I don't know if that's definitely not true. Okay, well, I'm gonna get back to the things that I have today. I'll go ahead and cross off that task, and then I'll see you in a second to set up my Sunday at the end of the day. So sorry about rambling on for all of that time. Let's very quickly set up tomorrow. I don't really have enough room here, so I'm going to turn to the next page. Not this one. Here. So, Sunday, September 10th. I did pretty well on Saturday. Let's see. I do have to, I'm going to forward this and this. So I was gonna change the sheets on Saturday, but then I made the bed and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna unmake it, I just made it. So I'll do that tomorrow. And then all of that laundry I washed today, we need to fold. So that's good. Need to do, of course, more Bible study homework. Always Bible study homework. And then I'm actually really happy with the amount of work I was able to do today, even though I didn't really feel like it. Alright, I've just moved a bunch of things here that I have on my brain dump page to my Sunday daily. Most of them are very small, so we'll see if I can keep up the pace and get a lot of stuff done. And, oh, you know what? I just realized I turned 2 pages instead of 1, but that's fine. That's fine. Maybe I'll use it for a collection, or maybe I will just turn back a page for the new dailies. Oh well, that's the beauty of the bullet journal system, right? Okay. I think that's a good amount of things to get done, and I will not bore you with my thoughts on anything else because I already put you through all of my project planning and thought processes here. So I hope some of that was useful to you. Or otherwise you enjoy the sound of my voice or something. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow morning for another one of these. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys. Bye.